Welcome back, everybody. Today we are at round number 3 of the 2021 CXC series up at Powerplex Park in Lewisburg, Kentucky on June 27th, 2021. I got Ethan Stevens to my left in the 4-stroke B-Class. JP Cruz is next to him. Not sure who's to my right, but we got a full row here. It's going to be a good day of racing. I'm coming in hot, going for the win. Trying to come out strong here straight out of the gate. I did miss the first race of the season. Second race didn't go too good, so I was trying to redeem myself here, get back in the points chase. Pretty far behind, but we got a little bit more racing to go. It's getting quiet. All right, let's see what kind of jump we can get going here. Let's do this. Got my bike started correctly this time. We got Daniel Zortman on the outside, Joshua Nichols on the inside, taking the lead right out the gate. Coming into the woods, I was feeling pretty aggressive. I was like, man, I need to just get by this guy immediately, go out, get checked out front, and just leave everybody and not have to deal with anything. Already making a little mistake there with the rear end. Got to get that body positioning dialed in, throttle control fully dialed. See, he's already getting loose up there. I'm looking for spots where I can sneak up the inside. When he did that there, I was like, yeah, this is my chance. I'm just gonna go for it. And yeah, I'm just thinking I need to get on it, check out of here, not have to deal with these guys again for the rest of the race. Track was good, dirt was good, everything was great, man. Bike was running pretty good, but I was having a little bit of suspension issues. I come to find out after the race that my lower shock bearing was completely locked up. I had used a PivotWorks bearing because the Yamaha bearings were out of stock, and when I took it apart, the PivotWorks bearing was actually crushed in the sense that, like, I had bottomed out somewhere and the bearing could not take the load and actually crushed the roller bearing, like the outer part. I don't know what it's called, but the outer part of the bearing that holds the rollers in, it basically crushed that, and they were all rusted and nasty in there. So getting all that dialed in. You know, you can have great suspension, but if one of those bearings is no good, it's not going to help you very much. But I was feeling good here on the first lap, getting after it. Like I said, trying to check out, doing my best to do so. Feeling good through the woods. Track was prime. Still sitting down way too much though. Got a little down and back up, and then we come into this other little valley here with a little bit more technical launch out of it. It wouldn't have been that bad except that I hit this freaking gnarly root thing every single time. Somebody's having a bad day already. Clipped that root with my front off camber there a little bit, lost the front end. That was the first time I remember thinking, like, okay, calm down, don't start making mistakes here. We're out front, let's keep this thing solid and smooth. Nice little high-speed section. This track was pretty blended. We had some high-speed stuff. We had some a little bit of hill action with some rocks, and we had some technical stuff, some technical hills coming out of the creeks and stuff, and some creek. We're riding through the creek a little bit. Lost the back end there, and I was thinking the same thing again. I was like, okay, calm down. Let's not make these mistakes a habit going on here. So coming down through here, it's pretty rocky here. You can't tell, but a couple little rock sections. Well, I guess you can kind of tell. And then we come down into this creek area. Had multiple lines. I took the hardest one here. I wasn't sure what this was going to be like, but it was very steep. And then I kind of botched the exit here. I should have just sent it straight in there, just wide open the whole way through. But, you know, got a little intimidated. Taking a little look back, see what's going on back there. Didn't see anybody. I'm like, okay, we're feeling good. Cruising out front, staying smooth. Coming down into this creek section here, super slick here, as that guy found out. And somewhat technical little sharp left-hander uphill. It's hard to get that on video and understand how steep it was, but I mean, these weren't super difficult, but they were a little bit technical, so we're racing, yeah, freaking lost the front end here. I did the same thing 3 times in a row. These were all within like 15 seconds here. Fortunately, didn't go down or anything, but yeah, we're racing C, B, A, open beginner, everybody all at once. So these hills could be pretty tough for riders that aren't as, you know, advanced in their riding skills. Fresh little swamp section here that got slightly blown out, not really. Almost went into the tape there, had to bring myself back into the creek. That tape did end up, I don't know where that guy's going. He must be trying to get a run for this thing. So a lot of the tape got blown out in this race, and people were, you know, running around all over the place. It was pretty confusing in some parts. Got a little hard enduro section here. So yeah, some of the parts of the track definitely could have used more taping. It was hard to tell before you got there where the track was gonna go. Like right here, I mean, it was marked, but for some reason it made me turn right, and I watched other people's videos and they started turning right too. Coming through in first place, 22.5 seconds ahead of second place, so we got a pretty good gap here. Looking to just get after it, keep this gap growing. Botched this one again, just straight into the gnarliest route on the hill. I decided to take a little bit easier line this time, although I'm just crawling through here. Riding in baby mode. I think that's Tyler Yaden in front of me from the 251B class. Hit that pretty hard. Those little, look, we had these little ditches here, and then a couple little log crossings. They're not even logs. They're like little tree crossings, and then we come back down into the creek here. Pretty cool little sections. I think that's Brian Hayes from the 50A class in front of me.
Heads up! Thanks, bro.
Come by him, almost lose my back end. And he's yelling back there. I don't know if I almost slid into him or if he was just goofing around, but yeah, this is that uphill little slightly technical section, so I could definitely see more beginner riders having a lot of trouble on that. This one as well. This one had more of a straight run up to it though. I think that's Colton Burris in front of me from 251B. This one was definitely more technical because of all the rocks, so people were having a lot of trouble. My buddy Rodrigo Silva, we just passed him on the right. He's in 45A class. So he's over there having a little party with his bike on the side of the hill, and I'm over here following Colton Burris the wrong direction. Rodrigo gets his things together. He's in the red there, so we're filing in behind him. I'm looking to shoot off into the woods here, but decided it was a bad idea, so stuck behind these guys for a minute playing around in the swamp. But we are about to go through the creek and come up to that sharp left-hander where things don't go so good. So Rodrigo's just goofing around on the hill here, and I got nowhere to go except backwards. And this is where Matthew Wright, who was in second place, is catching up, and he is right there. And first place is gone. So he's going by me. Rodrigo's having a great time there on the hill. Look at him. I didn't even realize that was Rodrigo at the time. He's over there saying sorry and stuff. I didn't even realize who it was. I was like, whatever, I just gotta go. I gotta get out of here. And I'm thinking, how am I gonna get out of this? Because all these people are in the way. And the guy working the race there points me to go this way. So I'm like, all right, whatever, I'm cutting the track. But, you know, they actually ended up, they completely blocked that section off right after I left. So it wasn't, everyone was cutting the track at that point. Logan Hughes is going by me in the 4-stroke B class. He was on my row, so I looking to keep up with him here and yeah, get my pace going after those little mistakes and moving back into second place. So coming through at the end of lap 2, second, 15.5 seconds behind first place, not too far. Could catch up. Ooh, trying to play with the tree there a little bit. See if I can botch this thing again, because we already know. Oh yeah. Man, these things, I just gotta hit them wide open. That's the only way to go through there. Pulled over to let this guy by. I'm not sure who that was. I did try to pace him for a little while here. Just dropping off as the race goes on, you know? And just take a quick second to remind you guys, if you do like watching these videos, make sure you hit the thumbs up button just to support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything, whatever. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of these, because I'm doing the whole season. And hopefully we'll do it big and get some exciting footage. Took the complete pansy way this time. This was a nice little high-speed section, 4th gear. All right, so I'm coming to past this guy here. I think he was in 50A or something. And I go to take a hotline to the left, and when I do, a stick goes right up into my rear brake. So when I came down that hill, tried to pivot my rear end, I couldn't. It was just, there's no rear brake. And I think it's fixed. And it's not.
I have no rear brake.
Yeah, look at that. Everything looks normal. Oh, look, there's a giant stick. This was kind of a bummer. But we're back up and running. I lost 2.5 minutes there. So we got Double A coming by now, Peyton Harden, and then Andrew Clark is right behind him here, which he ends up getting the overall win on the day. And as I come to follow them up this hill here, I totally botch it. I see those guys just hanging out. I kind of went to move my line, but made a total mess of it. Had to get this thing down into first gear and crawl up the rest of the way. Scared those guys a little bit, maybe. And yeah, I'm just making little stupid mistakes here. Now my back tire's stuck on a freaking rock. We don't need to watch that. Then I freaking stall it here. Brody Faulkner comes by me from the 251A class. These little mistakes I gotta stop doing. You know, if I can keep the speed up, but these little mistakes. And then Brody Faulkner lets me back by here. I'm not exactly sure why he did that. He actually, you'll see, he did it a few times. So he's right behind me. I decided to take the total. Look at this guy down in the freaking ravine. He's having a great time. I decided to take total pansy way this time, far left, and not jack myself up on that route anymore. But I let Brody by me here because he was just riding my butt. I figured he wanted to pass me. And he kind of pulled away from me here. He actually took an interesting line here up to the right. He was just like, okay, I'll just go right up this rock. But it didn't really make too much of a difference in the time. So then right here, he just pulls over and lets me by again. We're basically just pulling over, letting each other by. And then I hit freaking neutral. Whoops. I don't know how I did that. Somehow when I went to put my foot out or something, I hit the pedal and the shifter and knocked it straight into neutral. Couldn't go anywhere. I think that's Shane Allen in front of me from the 40C class. And then my buddy Lorenzo Sanchez is coming by. He is in, well, hang on with that. He's got Leighton Little behind him, or Tittle behind him. And Tittle actually passed him right before the finish, and it showed Lorenzo finished in 5th, but then they changed it to 4th later. So I'm not really sure what happened there or what position they're in, but they're either running 3rd and 4th or 4th and 5th. And AA overall. But we're coming up to the end of this one. I ended up coming through in 3rd place after all the mistakes and mishaps, and it was a decent day overall. I really wanted to win. I want to come out strong for Loretta's, the doubleheader, in a couple weeks here. And yeah, doing everything I can to get there. And yeah, it's good to be making these videos again. And I hope to see you guys out at the races. And let's get out there and do it. So, see ya!